Christine, thanks for joining us. And again, a reminder that website is portcares5050.ca. All funds raised go toward food bank services. Brian Green is the Secretary of Trout Unlimited, Niagara chapter. Brian, some big news coming from the city of St. Catharines earlier this month.
We've had our eye on this project for a great deal of time, probably since the beginning of our chapter was formed about 10 years ago. Kind of out of the blue, the city of St. Catharines came knocking and said, hey, do you guys have a project that you'd like to do that would improve the watershed of 12 Mile Creek? Yeah, we leapt at it. This has been an astounding couple of weeks, actually.
It's really interesting the fact that St. Catharines is putting this money, or potentially putting this money, forward for a project that actually takes place in Pelham.
Yeah. Just to give you a bit of background on it, Mike, the St. Catharines City had to do some work hardening the shoreline of Lake Ontario, which destroyed some fish habitat. The Department of Fisheries and Oceans came by and said, okay, you have to do this for the development that you have planned, but you have to compensate. You have to put fish habitat in somewhere else. Now, naturally, the city of St. Catharines would have preferred to have done restoration of fish habitat within the city limits. Failing that, then certainly within Niagara. And the DFO doesn't care. They're federal. They could have them do the compensation in Alberta. But the city obviously wanted it local. So they hired a consultant to find a worthy project that would satisfy the Department of Fisheries and Oceans for their demands for compensation, and at the same time, perhaps improve things in the Niagara region. And the consultants eventually went to Trout Unlimited Canada in Calgary and said, do you guys know anything about a project in Niagara? Trout Unlimited Canada in Calgary came to us in the Niagara chapter. And that's how we came forward with this plan. And the city of St. Catharines, again, somewhat reluctantly, they would prefer something within the city limits, but they agreed anything that improves 12 Mile Creek so dramatically is going to be good for the watershed, and the watershed flows, as we know, right through St. Catharines, under the Burgoyne Bridge and through the Henley rowing course and down into Port Dalhousie.
This is an old cannery pond, and it works to actually keep the temperature of the creek higher right now, and bypassing it will bring that temperature down, which is better for the trout?
Better for all aquatic species, actually. The dam was built more than 100 years ago, and it interrupts the spring-fed creek very close to its source. So we're talking about pure spring water that's hitting this dam and creating the pond. Now, the pond was used back then as the source of water for the cannery and a place for them to dump their waste. We've measured temperature rises of 10 degrees and more during the summer. So here's this little spring-fed pond coming in at 12 degrees, sitting in the pond for a while, picking up pollutants and heat, and then going back down into the stream 10 degrees warmer than it was. And that's just a tragedy when you've got a spring-fed, pristine, pure little stream like 12 Mile Creek way up in Fod Hill, and to have it degraded like that so quickly.
What is the next step? I know you said that it's sort of tentative. You're waiting for Pelham to approve the work?
Yeah, there are two things we're waiting for. Pelham, as a courtesy, St. Catharines is required by the Municipal Act to tell Pelham when it wants to spend money in Pelham. It's being done on private property. It's not as though this is anything that the town has skin in the game at all. But they have to still say, yes, okay, you can spend your money here if you want. They've gone back to the drawing board, and staff is going to present them with something that I feel that they will pass this second time. The other thing we're waiting for is that Trout Unlimited Canada has a long track record of doing big projects like this, even compensation projects like this. And so they have put themselves forward as possibly the overseer or project manager for this whole project. And I think that would alleviate a lot of anxiety to have a conservation organization in charge of it, so that you know it's not going to be done poorly. You know that it's going to be done to the benefit of the entire watershed by having somebody like Trout Unlimited Canada do it. They are in negotiation with St. Catharines now to become the overseer or project manager for this whole project. So that's pretty exciting too, to have Trout Unlimited Canada intimately involved in it like